play budget Cooltoon! Let's go! Cooltoon does not need to break the bank.
And my dad said I need to put it in the bank so it can grow over the years.
Well, that's fantastic. Compounding interest and it's gone.
Screw Harmonia. This deck is worth less than 3 Harmonia. Let's get straight into this video. Before we do, the best value of your 40 bucks is my masterclass. It is not spending 40 bucks on a motherfucking place of Harmonia. I'm telling you right now, 115 pages. You don't need it. You don't need it. One of my best students, Diego, took Cooltoon with the Harmonia and won 1,000 player nationals in Mexico with it. You don't need Harmonia. I'm going to show you right now. In fact, I'm going to show you guys a very cool combo that puts up an unbreakable board with some stuff that you don't know, and it's all budget. So let's get straight into this video. This is the deck list. Guys, I'm going to explain everything right now super quick, but stay tuned for the whole video. If you're not playing Harmonia, you need to play all hand traps, okay? This is 20 hand traps, 20 breakers, and there's so many hand traps that JJ's in here too at 2. It's just a very good card. And I'll explain all the specific hand traps you're playing here. None of these are tuners, but that's okay. There's a reason why. And I'll explain the Destrudo, baby. But guys, I implore, I'm telling you, the best value you can possibly get in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is you get my 115-page masterclass. I'm telling you right now. I promise you after you get that, there's a reason why that 610, 620 purchase is probably 650 by the time this video is up. 9.9 rating, and it broke the record on Metafy. You get that, and you are never, ever, ever gonna not want to get one of my masterclasses again. I only play Cooltoon in this format, and there's a reason. Anywho, let's get into the video. So 20 of these starters, 19 of these hand traps. It doesn't need explanation. If you're playing no Harmonia, that means no Illusion Gate either. No Harmonia, no Illusion Gate, no Poly, Super Poly Theseus. You need to play all the hand traps. You need to. And you need, listen to me, negation, not popation. You don't need Ghost Ogre to pop some shit. You want to negate everything they play, everything they summon, everything they activate. Yellow button goes up that's glowing. Cool spell, Veiler, Delta. You just want to negate everything possible. There's nothing in this deck that's, now you can get this deck for 200 bucks, full everything you're looking at. I'm going to explain now the hand traps and why is there Formula Synchron and why is there Garden Rose Flora. After these hand traps, there's a drop off, okay? Ghost Ogre is only good against Doomsday, and it's okay against Albaz. You can play more if you want, but I don't really like it too much. You could, if you want, you could play 2 more Ogre for Branded if you want for that, but there's other things I prefer, such as not allowing that deck to fucking breathe or play. You just negate everything. Negation, not popation. Fuck popation. You want to negate them from even having an opportunity to play, and that's what these hand traps do. Now, if you add in Charmies, the issue with the deck is, hey, you have too many level 4s that do nothing. You have a driver that does nothing. You can't really play. An issue I ran into by playing Psyframes and Veiler is that if you go Rotary Reveal Delta, normal Rotary, you have no level 3 after that to synchro with. So what you're able to do without playing bullshit tuner hand traps to do nothing is you could just normal summon Fua. Normal Fua that's extra that you drew or something, or Perulia, with the Rotary, and turn Rotary and the Fua or Charmy into Flora. You cannot make one of these because they require tuners. So because you remove the space of Harmonia, I'm so fucking genius, because you don't play the Harmonia, you free up the space for Flora to make Charmies less of a brick, and you free up the space for Formula Synchron to make DD Crows and Drolls less of a brick, because DD Crow right now is very, 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 very good against 3 of the 5 decks that you're going to play. 3 of the 5 decks you're going to play. You're going to be playing Cooltoon. You're not going to play Crow against it. You might play Droll, and that could come up. But, and you will play. This is the 7 that you side in the mirror. So you have 27 hand traps in the mirror. But against, let's say, Branded, for example, your DD Crows that you put in to stop their fusions engraved, because you're literally negating everything they play. Worst case, if it's extra, or let's say they brick, and you brick a bit, and you just Rotary Reveal a Veiler or something and normal a Crow, that could turn Formula Synchron. And these two need to be a tuner, because the Rotary will serve JJ. JJ will tribute the Formula or the Flora to summon out Mix. Mix, get Q, normal Q with JJ, extra normal, get Rico, full combo, and then some. All because you went extra summon with the Rotary, and the only normal you need is JJ and Q. Psyframes are mandatory. I was very, very close to play 3 Delta. The reason why, guys, is you need to stop the spell cards, okay? This format is, yeah, your actual other hand traps stop everything but that, but you want Ash and Delta to stop the KTS. If you stop KTS, your other hand trap, and they don't draw Rotary, your other hand traps, like, you could draw 1 Veiler and 1 Ash. And it actually stops a lot of Cooltoon plays. You Veiler their summon, if they don't hard draw Rotary, Ash the spell, and they're passing on, like, Remix Pass. You auto-win. In this version, you don't want other breakers. The whole style is you're going to play 27 hand traps against every single meta deck. Every single meta deck is at 27 hand traps minimum. And because of the addition of Formula and Flora, because you freed up the space, these don't brick anymore. Now, don't forget, guys, you cannot just summon Rotary and Crow from hand. It needs to be a tuner from hand. But Veilers and Psyframes are quite large, and normally the card you do want to save because Veiler makes the 3 good. But at least now, the Veiler or the extra Psyframes This is also why I wanted to play 3 Delta, and I'm very close. And you know what? I will play the 3rd Delta. I will play the 3rd Delta because I'm ballsy, you know. I don't care. Okay, I just draw 1, and when you have the 2nd Delta, you could play around with it with rotary or just have it with mix. They never prepare for the mix and the delta combination. They always play for the other combinations, right? If you want to play a 2nd Ghost Soldier, you can do as well. But I just hate Ghost Soldier as a card. Personally, it's only saved on Brandon's Albaz for your turn. But you are stopping your opponent so much that that's the only play they have. So by then, you just destroy them. You don't summon lights. You summon Rico and Mix. They have nothing to Albaz, and by then it's too late. Yes, now I want to explain the Destrudo for you guys. Okay, so you guys see this list, right? You have 27 versus every deck. You put in these 7 against Cool Tune. You remove nothing. You just have 27. You remove 7 engine cards, and if you really want, you could put in an 8th Call By if you want. Against Branded, you put in 3 Crow, 3 Fua, and I would still put in 2 Perulia. Perulia will at least trade off for a draw 1 normal summon guaranteed, and a Albaz from White Dragon from hand. That's draw 2. If Perulia is drawing 2, you're putting it in. That's 8 cards that are very high value against that deck. And I'm keeping every one of these in here. Against Doom Z, I will put in these 7. Yes, Charmies are mid against them. However, you just want them to trade off for more hand traps, so it's fine. I would also put in a Talents. Everything has 8 cards. You're putting in 8 versus everything, give or take. Against, one more thing. Against that, yeah, you have these. One more thing. If you want, you could remove Mourner against Branded. Put in these because you're gonna have some grind against Branded sometimes, and you save the Bell, Ogre, Talents, Call By for your turn. So you have the choice, even if you don't want to play Perulia. So those are the cards you put in. And against Striker or Mitsurugi, you put in these 8. So you still have exactly perfectly 8. And I would put in Call By and Talents. And against Striker and Mitsurugi, you just make your judgment call. I would probably remove Ogre and Mourners against them. You could keep Mourner if you want against Striker. But as you see, now you're really, really, really well prepared for every deck. And these cards do something. But prior to Formula and prior to Flora, Crow and Droll and all the extra Charmies might be not enough. I'm a fucking genius, bro. I'm actually a genius. Now to wrap up all these cards, you have 12. You have 12 of your choice, but you put in 8 against everything. The cards that you remove will be 1 Q, 1 Rico, 1 Mix. Those 3 are guaranteed. 1 JJ is 4. 1 Clip is 5. 2 Duelist Genesis, just to play around Droll. That's 7. So you do those 7, and whatever you want after. You could remove an Ogre or 2 Mourner and keep a starter. Your choice on what you would like there. So, incredible going second. You have absolutely everything. Amazing for the whole meta. You're hitting literally everything while not sacrificing losing on the Harmonia, not sacrificing the decks Harmonia is good against, not sacrificing your matchup against the best decks, not sacrificing all these things. And because you're able to include the Formula and Flora, these do not become bricks when you have the extra rotaries and extra normals. Now, the reason why you play Destrudo, this is a budget deck. This is a budget deck. So this one Destrudo, I would love for it to be 1 Harmonia. If you have 1 Harmonia, it would do a big difference. Put in Harmonia. I'll show why Destrudo. And if you had the 1 Harmonia, I would remove 1 DD Crow for 1 Magnemite. Okay, y'all see that? I would do this because you need the Destrudo level 7 to summon off Q in this special combo I'm going to show you. If you have 1 Harmonia, that's good enough. Good enough for this budget version, because that way Magnemite could also be another DD Crow, and Crows are better than Bestials in our deck because you're not tuner locked. You can just use them and they work better with these, but the Magnemite is obviously better than a Crow, specifically because it also has Harmonia. So if you're able to get access to 1 Harmonia, put it in over Destrudo, you're going to need 1 Harmonia for this combo. However, if it's Destrudo, and let's say you want to play a budget version, it's totally okay, and Destrudo's actually a lot better than people think. I'm going to show you why now. This is the finalized budget version, and make sure to insert these 2. I'm telling you, this is the difference of playing this deck with and without Harmonia. So with these specific hand traps, specifically to make these good. And Crows will make your Branded life a lot easier than you guys think. So I'm going to show you guys the combo here. You need any 2 Cool Tune cards. It doesn't matter which ones. Not ironically, this might do it, but I don't want to do it with JJ. I'm going to take any 2 random cards here. So let's just say Rico and Mix. Okay? Doesn't matter which 2 Cool Tune cards, not Clip, but any 2 Cool Tune starters. You have 20 of them. Just pick 2 of the 20. Normal Rico, Effect, get Rotary. So this is the budget version on how to play Cool Tune, Rotary, Reveal Mix. And I'm going to show you guys that you do not need Harmonia whatsoever to play Cool Tune in the slightest. Mix Effect here, you're going to want to get Q. Like, you guys tell me which deck is beating this. Even if you see 4 breakers, guys, you have fucking every hand trap, every push. You don't need that shit whatsoever. Effect, you do need 2 Qs, but just search a KTS here because When makers 2, you want to look at their hand in case you want double KTS. What if they do have super poly, right? So you just want to be safe and get some KTS there just in case. This is going to get JJ, and then you're going to activate JJ. You're going to, at this point, you recognize their hand. They have nothing to stop you. Normal Q. Q effect is going to, ready for this? Q is going to special the Destrudo. I left the Destrudo in the fucking side deck. So this is Destrudo. This is post side. Okay, I got a, that was a fail. Guys, I'm going to adjust the main deck. I have to obviously put both this and this in here, okay? So quickly before we go, so I'm going to redo that combo to show you guys, but the cards you take out is 2 Delta and 3 Imperms, even if Imperm is good against the deck. You don't want traps, you want tuners. Even if Ghost Ogre dog shit, it doesn't matter. You keep Gamma because everyone is going Fuwa in the draw phase to play around KTS. So Gamma's very good. Gamma's very good to have in the main. So you do exactly what you're looking at right here. You keep all of these because they're tuners. You don't want Imperm going first because there's not tuners. You want all of these, and then you have these to stop cards, a Solemn, and a Reframing. So Reframing and Destrudo is what you need for the combo. So this is how it looks like going first post side. You need very specifically exactly 5. All right, now to go over here, let's redo that. So I'm going to put these 2 back. Doesn't matter which 2 cards, just any 2 cool tune cards. It's the exact same result. So I'm just going to grab 3 random hand traps, but I will not use them. Normal Rico, get Rotary. I teach all this in the class. Yes, of course, with Harmonia it is better, but Destrudo's not, it's way better than people give credit for. Because if you read Visas, guys, Visas says 1 tuner plus 1 light, so the Rotary will just always be that light, where Destrudo will be the tuner. So you don't actually need it. The mix here will get Q, the Rico and the Rotary will go 4. You recognize that they don't have the breakers. Even if they have Droplet, who cares? Like this is the best into the breakers, because if you get this far, it shows they probably have some breaker. As long as it's not super poly. Like if it's Crown or Droplet, you're just reframing it. So this combo is so broken. It's any 2 cards, even better than Zalin Remix. So you're going to go KTS JJ. Always get the KTS with Trackmaker first because you want to see what they have first before you search. And KTS could be anything you want. Activate normal Q. Q will summon out the Destrudo. Now watch this. Watch this now. Okay? So we need a level 1. So now you could do this a few ways. You know exactly what they have. You have yet to use JJ. So what we're going to do here is you do need the level 1. So I'm going to go JJ to tribute Q to bring out Rotary. Rotary and the Destrudo goes into Visas, which will trigger to get Reframing. And now you can make a choice. You can make Destrudo level 3 if you like. You can also make it level 5. So as you see here, you could kind of play around a little bit with what you would like the end board to be. If you bring it out and make it whichever level you want, let's just say for this example, you want to look at your extra deck with what you have left. So let's just say for this example, let's make it a level 5, whatever. It literally just doesn't matter. If it's level 3, you could use the Destrudo level 3 on the Truckmaker. The level 3 and level 2, you get Remix, and then you get KTS to turn Maker into Zalin. So you get Zalin, Remix, and the Visas. But what you could do, which as well, just make it level 3. I think this is a bit better. Make it level 3. You won't look at the top card by doing this, by the way. The Q won't resolve, but I think it's a bit better. It's your call. If you want to resolve it, that's okay. You go Zalin, you go back to back, and you end your turn on this. If you use the KTS early to Q, you keep the Destrudo on the board as a level 3. You Q, this is better, I would say. You Q to look at their top 2 to give them a shit one. You definitely want to look at that. And you'll pass your turn here. The Destrudo is level 3. And what you want to do in this situation is you save the Zalin and the Reframing for their 2 breakers or less that they have. So let's say they have 2 breakers or less. You just Zalin Reframing, and you save your hand traps and back-to-back for the rest, and you remix on their turn. If they have 3 breakers or more, you save the Zalin Reframing for you don't use them on breakers. You save Reframing for the breakers, you save the hand trap for the breakers, etc. So you would do that accordingly, and you would even save a KTS. Does that make sense? So, let's say now you save the Zalin and Reframing for whatever your opponent might have. Your opponent's first action, let's say for example back to back, and you want to use a hand trap. What you'll do in this situation, okay, so you go back to back. This is level 3. All right, so you Veiler negated something. Yeah, just summon the mix. This is level 2. That's 3, so this will go to the bottom. If you see Super Poly, you do not do this board. I show in the class what to do for Super Poly. Then in this situation, even if they have crown or droplet, you just reframing, you make the remix on their turn, you trigger the mix to pop their card that they just had, and now your remix will resolve anytime, adding back that same effect veiler or Harmonia in the situation, adding the Rico. So you still get the Zelen remix with the back-to-back with this. Rico still get clip. And as you see, this is absolutely like insanely broken. Like super broken. And what I like to do is get track maker. So let's say, let's use an example here. Yeah, you just hand trap your opponent more and you still get to everything you want. Let's say even on res, you want another negate up. You still insta win always. And you could very much still loudness by saving remix for later. You could loudness as well. So that's 10 interruptions plus for any 2 cards, just because you have a level 7 tuner in the deck. Destrudo is nice because you save a card. If you don't have Harmonia, you play Destrudo. If you do have 1 Harmonia, which it does make the deck a bit better, because also you could play a Magnamut, which is, you know, just a great card if you play that. I would advise if you have one, but if you don't, you don't need it. If you get a good deal from a buddy or something. And that, there you have it, guys. My super budget, cool tune deck that actually wins games. That legitimately wins games. And people are selling cool tune decks for very cheap right now. You could get a whole cool tune deck for $200. Everything you're looking at right now, you get for $200. I see it in the cool tune groups. They're selling it for 180. I literally see it. They're selling it for 180 in front of me. Like, I'm looking at it. It's having a 1 Destrudo allows the back-to-back very early and allows the reframing, allows all these. If you don't have Harmonia, I wouldn't play Breakers because that means you don't have Harmonia or Illusion Gate. And if you don't have Illusion Gate, hell no, fuck that. You need it for Breakers. So if you're playing on a budget, play it like this. It's still very good. And these two, I do think is a huge addition because do not sleep on the power of the Charmies, the Drolls, and the Crow. If they were tuners, they would have been in our deck fucking yesterday. But just simply by having these and, you know, the Veilers and the Psyframes with the extra normal rotary or the JJ extra normal rotary, you're able to actually play when you have these hand traps. That's it for the video. I hope you guys like it. Get the Cool Tune class below. If this is the information I dropped in the Cool Tune class for free, imagine the information on the Cool Tune class, 115 pages, and a 5-hour class I do. All right, guys, thank you for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!